Are we on the air? What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Press Box. I'm here with Lonnie, Random, the double champ, Trent himself, Riddell, and one half of the Headache Gang, the Headache Mafia, my brother, Bama. What's good, y'all? How y'all doing on this lovely Monday? Happy Monday, man.
Spring break over. That shit whack.
You know what? Every time I go on Bleacher Report and I see like a new Patriots rumor, I just crash out. So I ain't doing too good.
Well, let's start getting into some. Oh, well, actually, let's just start right here. We got a $10 super chat. Follow the rules. Answer your question right now. Shout out to JJTV to set off the tone of the show. I speak for all my people in the rap gang. We really got this nigga Caleb, bro. I just pray it work out. The fact that my grandfather has never seen 4,000 yards is wild. Well, I hope your grandfather gets that 4,000 yards. But before we get into our Caleb topic for the day, let's just get to our headline. Mike Tomlin's master plan in the NFL draft. Justin Fields was literally traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers for a bag of chips and some now and laters and a pretty much a can of soda. What are your thoughts on this move? Is Mike Tomlin on to something with this newly established quarterback room? And what are your hopes for the new Russell Wilson, Justin Fields dynamic? Lonnie, let's set the tone with you. What are your thoughts, boss?
So Justin Fields, like as a project for a organization like the Steelers, is probably like the best situation for him because they have Russell Wilson, who's a vet, who has similar play styles to Justin, except that he can read the field better. He throws the ball quicker and everything like that. So Justin still being pretty young, who can learn from Mike Tomlin and Russ, fix those mechanical errors, like because his processing. I still remember the nightmares watching his tape with Trent, and I'm just counting like 8, 9, 10, 12, and he still has the ball in his hand. So if they can fix those things with Russ showing him how to use his athleticism, how to like move around the pocket, I feel like he can be their franchise QB after next year.
100%. I dig it. Go ahead, Random.
I think when I first heard about the trade, because I was late to it, and everybody else was already talking about it on Telegram, I was like, it felt like they're just the quarterback room is better, but it felt like they're in the same situation. But what, like Lonnie said, I think both quarterbacks should understand where they are in their career. With Russell understanding that this could just be a stepping stone for him to go somewhere else. Hopefully, if he plays well, to find a more permanent home, and Justin Fields can take the Steelers into the future. Because I think like I said before, when Russell Wilson was signed, he brings obviously a little bit more professionalism and some maturity to that receiver room because they need it. I understand that's why Deontay Johnson got shipped off. I forget where he went, but they need somebody to kind of
Carolina. Don't ever forget it.
Yeah. But and also he hopefully Russell understands that, like, it feels so weird to say this for a man who's accomplished as much as he has, but his legacy is on the line right now, and he needs to understand that you need to also not just be great on the field, but also great behind the scenes. Because we've all talked about how the Legion of Boom people, his teammates from that era, talk about him, how they couldn't reach him by phone, how you had to call you from an unknown number, you had to call his assistant. So this is a time to really change a lot of the narrative about yourself, change your legacy, and also become a great mentor to Justin Fields, and then hopefully you find a more permanent home after the Steelers.
I like it. Go ahead, Riddell.
Are they onto something? I don't know, but they're definitely hoping they're onto something. So I'll give Mike Tomlin some credit for that. They didn't really have to give much to get Justin Fields. Like, they got a conditional 6th-round pick that could be a 4th-round pick depending on playing time, but he's not going to get playing time. He's going to get benched. So the Bears are going to get a 6th-round pick. And, shout out to the Bears because they were getting multiple offers, and apparently they went with the Steelers purely because Fields said he wanted to go to the Steelers. So they did right by their man. Now he can go sit behind Russell Wilson. I do think they could have a similar play style. Obviously, they're both very mobile quarterbacks. They have a good arm, and they can definitely throw a deep ball. We've seen Justin Fields, despite all the mistakes, throw a pretty good deep ball to DJ Moore. And they could do that with George Pickens. They do need another receiver, but that defense is still elite. And believe it or not, Arthur Smith in this offensive system is a blessing for Fields. And this is why. We saw what Arthur Smith did with Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill isn't anything great, but he heavily leaned on that run game. He leaned on that play action, and made it very simple for Ryan Tannehill to not mess up. I think you could do the same thing with Fields because that run game is there. Najee Harris and Jalen Warren are a 1-2 combo, arguably one of the better duos in the NFL, probably top 12 if I had to give a number. So in this situation, Fields has nothing to prove. He can sit behind Russell Wilson. He does need to get paid. So after Russell Wilson is gone after this 1-year contract, there's no more excuses, my boy. It's make it or break it. Are you going to be the next Baker Mayfield or are you going to be a bust? We'll see.
I mean, yeah, like I said, shout out Ryan Poles for Justin way is to go into the team that he want to go. But are we that sure? Like, are we that sure that Russ is guaranteed starting? Like, I don't.
Mike Tomlin
Trent, you tell us, bro.
If he give it to me, Russ is really on a 1 year,
1.2
contract. So if they really wanted to, they don't have to play Buddy like that for real.
I ain't gonna lie. Before you continue, but no, let's let Trent finish. But also they actually paying more for Justin Fields to be the backup.
Yeah, so I'm saying, like, I can see it both ways. I can see Fields playing off the rip. I can see Russ playing Fields in for a year. But like that QB comp is gonna be a real thing. Like, I'm just gonna see it to believe when it comes to this because I think
Trent, he not gonna sit for a year. Pretty much all it is. This is what I try to explain to people, man. I know a lot of people never like threw the ball from where quarterback is, dog. But one thing you're gonna struggle with in the NFL is learning to trust your own. Because see, everybody can be like, "Oh, Justin Fields hold the ball too long," but y'all don't see a lot of the times when he let the ball rip, that shit get picked off and get batted. So, as a young quarterback, that kind of messes with your psyche a little bit. So now you start to second guess yourself. That's when a young quarterback like Justin Fields would need the tutelage of a Russell Wilson. Hey, man, what do you see? How do you read these plays? What do I do? Because Russell Wilson got some athleticism, not as much as Justin Fields, but he does. He's athletic. So it's like, obviously, I feel like Russell Wilson is just there to really tell, hey, pup, this is what you look at when they call this. Hey, when they give you a cover 2 look, when they give you cover 6 look, these is all the things you want. You want to get rid of the ball, right? It's more so better to have a player right there to tell you these things than a coach, because sometimes when it's a coach, it's just like, bro, that just fucks up my mental so much. So me having a player point these out to me, that could easily help me progress a little bit longer. Shouts out to Steelers, though. They got another black quarterback up on the center, RP Dwayne Haskins. We know how that went. I feel like this is another chance they got at it with an OSU quarterback, and he can revitalize his career with no – it's a reason why he wanted to go to the Steelers, y'all. It's just something about having a coach with that share that same. I guarantee you, man. Najee Smith talked about this on with Fred Taylor and them boys.
The pivot.
Biggest difference for playing for, because he got a chance to play for 2 iconic coaches throughout his football career, Nick Saban and Mike Tomlin. Najee even said this. He said, "Man, I got a lot of people don't know. I got in tour with Nick Saban a lot because you're gonna talk to me like he just said it just like this. He said, you're gonna talk to me like I'm a man." He said with Mike Tomlin, he says that don't even come across. He don't even give off that vibe of where he just over me, bro. He said it almost feel like an uncle. You know what I'm saying? He's so much more relatable. I feel more comfortable to be myself around Mike Tomlin. That's a reason why Justin Fields probably wanted to go there, especially playing the quarterback position where it's not really dominated by a lot of black QB. And then, as you could just see all the ridiculous contract, bro, it's just not really favorable to them. So he wanted to go somewhere where he easily reset and really have a chance to learn how to play football again, dog, and be in. I know it's still pressure for him to get it right, but I feel like now, for his mental, he's a little bit more comfortable, because for the Bears to get rid of him after that team was dog shit, and then you build the team up and then ship him up. Like, come on. If you would have gave him a year to see what he do with all of them dudes, he probably wouldn't even get traded. So this is a good year for him to reset. I feel what Trent's saying. He might – I don't think he'll sit the whole year. He'll probably sit 5-6 games, 8, but he not finna sit a whole year or two. You feel me? Because like what Trent said, Russ is on a 1-year deal, and he the younger quarterback.
As far as just because I'm assuming that's where this started. So I had a lot of things to say until I found out he asked to go to Pittsburgh. Because I was about to.
He's going to rip into the NFL in the market.
I was. But then, if that's where he wanted to go, then I mean, if I'm the Steelers, well, he wants to come here, so I don't really have to give you that much. And I think the organization was trying to give what Justin Fields wanted. So in that sense, cool. As far as Justin Fields on the Steelers specifically, I am in agreement that I don't think he's going to sit the whole year. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm in disagreement because I do think he's going to sit the whole year. One, I think if they could save that pick from being a 4th round and staying a 6th round, I think they will. And if Russell Wilson just plays like he did last year, there technically should be no reason to bench him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There shouldn't be. And Justin Fields, this is his last year on his rookie deal. Whatever contracts he signs next year, it's not going to be anything crazy. He's not getting a Daniel Jones contract. I don't even know if he's getting a Geno contract. I genuinely don't. So I think this is going to be his rehabilitation. I think they're going to break Justin Fields down from the ground up. They're going to be like, look, whatever Matt Nagy and Luke Getsy and all them dudes, whatever they taught you, forget about it. We are going to take you back literally from what you were at Ohio State. We're going to highlight your strengths, minimize your weaknesses, and you have a quarterback in front of you that kind of plays similar to the way you do. We're going to break you down from the ground up. Whatever you learned, forget about it. This is your rookie year again. So don't worry about nothing else. This is your rookie year. And then you, when you maximize that, you're not going to have to pay him that much. Because if he doesn't play this year, what contract is he really going to what contract is he going to demand? Question: does he get the option? Do the Steelers get the option because they traded for him now? Do they get that team option if they want to?
Sure I think the Bears declined the option, so the option is gone.
Okay. I was about to say because if they have the option, that gives you 2 years with Justin Fields.
I'm pretty sure if the Bears didn't exercise the option at all, then the option's still on the table. But I'm pretty sure the Bears declined the option.
They still could slap him with their franchise tag.
But if you slap him with the franchise tag, you're getting $40 million, bro.
Yeah, they're not going to franchise tag.
I'll be honest though, y'all really all kind of pissing me off a little bit.
Why?
Because y'all not really getting into what I was hoping y'all was going to get into. Like, nobody's talking about the big picture, all of this, and that's what's really pissing me off. First things first, Riddell pissed me off the strength. Bro, talking about this no excuses, pretty much like this nut up or shut up type of idea with Justin Fields. And that already pissed me off because this the same, it might have been him or Brother Random that was still talking to me about Urban Meyer in year 3 of Trevor Lawrence's career.
Well, hold on.
No. Just because I acknowledged you doesn't mean you have to interrupt me now. Let me speak. Nobody got interrupted.
I just want to add some context.
Don't
throw me under the bus with him because he's the one who said it.
I did not say it.
Their name, Random. You got to go into full defense mode. That's above the point. It's above the point. My point is this. I'm looking at the chat too. I'm looking at the prodigies, the Chris Roberts of the world. And this is where I'm lost, is some quarterbacks y'all talk to me about with so much grace, so much this situation, this situation, that. I'm not speaking to just you. I'm not speaking specifically to you, Trent. I'm just speaking in generality. I see guys like Kirk Cousins who get justified for getting paid millions and millions and hundreds of millions of dollars, one playoff win. I'm going full spectrum here, y'all. I'm going full spectrum with this. Don't get lost on one thing. Hear me out. Don't react. Just hear what I'm saying. I watched Sam Darnold go to the Jets, look like dog water. Mm-hmm. Go get a clean slate and new opportunity. Go to Carolina, look like dog water. Mm-hmm. He played 2 great drives against the Ravens on Christmas.
Yeah.
And he got $10 million to be the bridge and at least get an opportunity to be a starter over there in Minnesota.
Which he shouldn't have.
I watched Gardner Minshew incomplete a swing route to beat the Houston Texans. Couldn't throw an accurate. I mean, you can blame the running. Nope. You can blame the running back. No, you can blame the running back. You can blame the running back. You can blame the running back. You can blame the running back, but it was still a bad throw. There's still a bad throw, regardless if you want to blame the running back. And a lot of y'all never ran full speed out of a backfield to say anything about, that could have been easy bet by a running back, because none of y'all been running out of a backfield. That shit not always easy. It looked easy. It ain't always easy. You running full speed, looking back. You're sprinting forward. Yeah, you're sprinting forward. So you're going full speed. you're not going to have enough time to just go back, catch it. It's a moment. It's a timing thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's getting $16 million with a new opportunity with the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Justin Fields has three coordinators,
mm-hmm.
three coordinators in his 3 years. That'll never work. You watch
two of them was terrorists.
You watch the Mac Jones situation. Then we go in this, and then we go and we look at the 2 head coaches in 3 years. Not a lot of stability. So my whole thing is this, and I said earlier, and I said this I think last week about Mac Jones. I said Mac Jones, we give him a lot of shit, but he was never finna succeed. And we've been saying this about Mac Jones for about a year or so now. So Chris Roberts, spare me in the chat because we've been talking about the failures of the Patriots organizations for a long time. I've actually called into question of Bill Belichick's ability to coach. So all I want to say to y'all is this, and y'all can say the eye in the sky don't lie, J-Rob. Did the eye in the sky lie about Josh Allen for his first 2 years in Buffalo? Or did some coaching and some continuity changes happen that allowed him to excel and we saw a different version? And again, no, this is not crazy, Trent. There's nothing crazy about what I'm saying. All I ever ask y'all, chat, is why do y'all pick and choose who's allowed to be poured into by a staff to be good? Because Josh Allen, his first 2 years in the league, there were legitimate concerns if he was going to be a franchise-level quarterback. But the coaching staff poured into him, gave him weapons, and he didn't have an opportunity. And there was a lot of rawness. And people gave him the opportunity because of his raw talent. The same way I said he can't throw intermediate stuff, Josh Allen showed he couldn't do those things to start his career. He got better over time. So I love this move for Justin Fields because all you raw talent merchants out there who love to throw raw talent around, who's a raw talent at the quarterback position right now outside of Anthony Richardson in the NFL at this moment? Probably Justin Fields. So all I'm saying is I cannot wait to see Justin Fields with an experienced veteran, some continuity, people who actually want to invest in his development. And I'm just curious to see what he's going to look like, y'all. Because one last part is the eye in the sky hasn't really been lying, must have been lying to me about Trevor Lawrence. And some of y'all are going to tell me he's going to be a 10-year franchise quarterback in this league. And I haven't seen the guy that y'all see in these first 3 years of his career. So all I'm saying.
Can I ask you a question?
And before y'all sit here and say I said Justin Fields is going to be an elite quarterback in the league, it's not what I said. I asked for some coaching and continuity.
Mr. J. Reezy, can I ask you something?
Talk to me.
Because you talked about Josh Allen, right? Even though his second year looks better than any year of Justin Fields' career. But when they gave Josh Allen
it was still
hold on. When they
gave, very average at best year, bro. You killed Trevor Lawrence for a year that was better than that.
So let me ask you, bro.
Like, come the fuck on, bro. Like, G-Babe, you hear this nigga?
I'm listening.
Go ahead, bro. My bad. No, you go.
We all said, let's see what they do when they give Justin Fields a bona fide wide receiver 1. They did that. How did that brother look the whole season?
Bro, Trent, I'm going to be honest. You and me watched a different Justin Fields this year because you're going to try to tell me he didn't show no flashes and he looked awful throughout the entire year. I don't feel that way. 2, he also got hurt midway through the season. So let's not take that out of accountability. That factors in. And again, third offensive coordinator going into his 3rd year, letting a new offense, and you're just telling me about and then this is what loses me. He got a bona fide wide receiver 1. So what, he's going to spam DJ Moore the whole game? That's not going to be a reality. And again, you're moving goal. All I'm saying to you is you're moving the goalpost for Justin Fields. And I didn't say Justin Fields had a phenomenal season. I said when he got some coaching and continuity.
Dang, I'm moving the goalpost.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah, because you're talking to me about DJ Moore.
Because I feel like you're not being
there's more to I'm not being realistic. How?
I know we have a huge disagreement on Fields, but I think when you talk about Justin Fields' play from this season, because I've heard you say he thrived this season, that's total bullshit. So I think we have just totally.
I mean, in terms of what I think they look like and what they look like this year, I know y'all going to try to get me to believe that they only won games and they got into the position they got to this season because of their defense and run game. I'm not getting down with that. I'm not down with that because I watched their games this year. There was missed opportunities by guys on that team. The same way y'all use other bailouts and other things to talk about somebody's situation. Justin Fields is taking sole ownership. But Trent, I see you talk differently about other quarterbacks. You the one in New York. I watched you do it for 3 years. It took you this. Hold on. It took you this year to finally come off that cliff. But the same things I'm saying about Justin Fields. Again, I'm not saying he's gonna be a franchise level quarterback. All I'm saying is, can he have some stability around him from a front office scenario and from a coaching staff and front office that believes in him? That's all I've ever asked. I've never asked or said he's an elite guy or anything like that. I've asked for stability.
Wait, but before the 2022 season, I've been on record before the 2020. I said he was ass, but he moved me that. Yes, I did. On God, I did.
But hold on.
All I'm saying is that even though when I brought up Daniel Jones, and even though I brought up the same things, hella different coordinators, no weapons, offensive line dog shit, the genuine consensus wasn't trying to hear that shit. It wasn't trying to hear that shit because it's Daniel Jones. But the thing is, though, but that's where you're not being genuine. Because I've also said to your face on this show, I do believe, and I said I have my doubts about Daniel Jones, but I've also said to your face, it is hard to evaluate a Daniel Jones due to the fact that his situation around him, the reality of it is dog shit. Now, I've always gave him that grace. But then again, when he's playing on the same team as Tyrod Taylor and Tommy DeVito, and they look like they're running the offense better than him, that's a whole different conversation. That's going to raise more of a concern. Tyler Bajan didn't look better than Justin Fields. Well, I didn't say that though, but that's still being disingenuous because, like how we always say, people got to watch tape. That's how disingenuous. We're going on 4 games.
That's not about being. How am I being disingenuous? I didn't say those guys are better than him. I'm saying the reason why people are so off on Daniel Jones now are due to the fact that those guys played better than him.
And then Trent, you also have to add into the fact, and then Random and all y'all can. You also have to add it to the fact that you've been saying the same thing about Daniel Jones. This is that, and then that 1 year where they had a great season. The defense in the run game was just like how you saying with Justin Fields.
It was not that crazy.
The defense wasn't good.
Did I say that? I said it wasn't that crazy.
I didn't say it was. I didn't say it was elite, but it was still good. Y'all was relying. If you look at the pecking order, y'all was relying on that run game, and the way y'all's defense was playing. That was the main reason y'all was able to get to the success y'all had. Now, I'll give Daniel Jones the playoff game. He balled. I'm not going to question the playoff game. What you do in the playoffs matters most. But I'm just saying you also have to take into account that you, sir. You out of your mouth on this show and in voice chats, said Daniel Jones can be a top 10 quarterback based on 1 year.
Yes, because it moved me. That's what it is.
And why did it also be very clear? Trent, why was the other thing it moved you? Because he got Brian Daboll.
I seen his working situation was still shitty. The situation was still shitty.
But even though his personnel was shitty, what did you always like though? He had a coach who was playing to his strengths.
But also, what tell me that about Daboll. But okay, even though but that wasn't the biggest thing for me.
Do you feel like that was the case?
I saw him working with reps that were dog shit.
Let me ask you this question.
Can we not attribute that to the coaches using him in his
Random. I'm gonna leave the floor to you. I just want to ask Trent one question. I want to ask one question, and then go ahead, Random. My question to you, Trent, is this: coming out of college as prospects, who do you think was a better thrower of the football coming out of college? Lamar Jackson or Justin Fields? Coming out of college. Thrower of the football, just being able to throw the ball.
Probably
Fields, right?
Yeah.
You would say the biggest project from the arm mechanics, everything was easily Lamar Jackson. That was probably a lot of most of the questions. His mechanics, his platform, his feet, right?
Yes.
And when he got to the Ravens, as hard as we were on Greg Roman for sometimes putting him too much into a box, and Tom Munkin opened that thing up more for him. Those two guys didn't try to turn Lamar into what they think he should be or what they want him to look like. They took all the things he did well, and if you peeped over the years, Lamar's palette got bigger and bigger and increased and increased. And the only thing I'm asking when I look at Justin Fields is, do you think in Chicago, the way that the Ravens were willing to pour all of their offense and creativity into this kid, do you think they tried to do that in Chicago, bro? Even Brian Daboll, with the lack of weapons, you don't think he poured his creativity into Daniel Jones? You don't think he's pouring his all in? You don't think Brian Daboll's pouring his off his?
I mean, I guess you said, but I think they gave Fields the ball though. I think they gave him the ball in the court. See, let him work out.
Nah, that's different though. Giving him the ball in the court.
I'm saying,
his strength. No, Trent. Listen. Yes, you can say he gave him the ball, but if you're putting him on a court that he don't really play on, or like putting him in the wrong sport, bro, they didn't use his strength.
Okay, so G-Baby,
Lamar, we're gonna open you, Lamar. Open you.
You're lagging, G-Baby.
You're lagging like
He
crazy.
lagging.
Can you explain?
What?
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Randall.
Yeah.
I told Randall. Go ahead.
Yeah. Go for it.
All right. So my biggest problem with Justin Fields, ironically, is his timing. And I mentioned this before. We don't need to go into the past of what the Bears have done to or just quarterbacks in general. It's a quarterback graveyard. So when you're looking at Justin Fields, his biggest thing is timing. He's about to get paid. He's getting he got 3 coaches in 3 years. And also the best quarterback prospect we've had in a while is also up, and his team has the first pick. Now, even if 2 of those things weren't there, I'd say they keep him. But this is my thing. I am not going to miss out on potentially the next great quarterback and keep Justin Fields, because it's also, you got to understand, like the GM is trying to keep his job security, and also he tried to do right by Justin Fields. Caleb Williams is job security also, not just besides the fact of what the talent that he could also be. So for the biggest problem for Justin Fields is just that his timing. If this was next year, maybe. If this was the year before, maybe. But this is just the worst part for him. He just got caught up in the worst time. And he has not been supported. I want people to understand that. He has not been supported. Like J-Rob said, for me, I bring up Urban Meyer because I know how bad that was. And for Justin Fields, I would bring up the same thing for his tenure as well, because he has not been supported. That's my biggest problem, though, is just that he is coming up. We're asking these questions at the worst possible time for Justin Fields. That's the worst part of Justin Fields' story to me. That's the only thing I wanted to say. It's just terrible timing.
Yeah, no, I agree. Go ahead, Riddell, and then go ahead.
So for the first 2 years of Justin Fields, I mean, I agree. Bad situation, bad play, bad situation. You know, both things can be true. The third year was definitely the year that I was like, a lot of people were like, we all know before the year started, people were saying MVP ? MVP. So people were really saying that. People were high on Justin Fields. We were all high on Justin Fields, especially with DJ Moore. And they came into this year. Justin Fields was, had some flashes for sure. I like some things he did. He did some really good things with DJ Moore. Obviously, he got injured, and they could have been a playoff team. We know this. They could have been a playoff team if Justin Fields stayed healthy. Unfortunately, they didn't end up a playoff team, and unfortunately, they traded with the Panthers, and the Panthers sucked. So now they have the first overall pick, and it was like, okay, do we pay this guy or do we get a generational prospect in Caleb Williams? It's unfortunate, but that's the name of the game. And one thing we do realize is that, okay, now it's time to deal off Justin Fields. What did we find out? The rest of the league is not really sold on him. Nobody wanted to give even like a second-round pick for Justin Fields for what it seems like. And now he went to the Steelers. The reason hold on. The reason why I think it's pretty okay.
It's not true because his team literally came out and said that multiple teams inquired about Justin Fields.
Yeah, I didn't say that no team wanted him. I said no team wanted to give him a second-round pick.
But you don't know that. Nobody came out and said that.
Okay, fine. Speculation. So when it comes down to the Steelers, now he's in the situation J-Rob was talking about. He's in the situation with consistent coaching, with really good run game and an offensive scheme that will benefit Justin Fields. I do think they need another receiver next to George Pickens. I think we can all agree to that. And an elite defense. So now when I say this is the last chance, he's in everything that we've been talking about. He's in the perfect opportunity. He can learn under a vet. He has everything in terms of a structural, from top down, a structural system that can work with Justin Fields. So this is your opportunity, because we've seen a lot of teams are like, I don't know if I want him to be my guy, but now you're in this situation. After Russell Wilson's 1-year deal, this is your team, Justin Fields. And I do think Justin Fields will start at some point. I looked into the conditional pick. If he plays 51% of the snaps, then the other team gets a 4th rounder. So they're going to make him play 49%, so they don't have to give the Bears a 4th round pick. They're going to give him a 6th round pick. So you're going to start latter half of the season. They're going to see what he does and then see, okay, let's ball. So that is why this is the last chance, because if he doesn't succeed in Pittsburgh, he's not going to succeed in anywhere else. No team's going to want him. That's just the truth.
I don't agree with that. If Sam Darnold's still getting opportunities somehow,
But Sam Darnold's a
Justin Fields
bridge. What? Sam Darnold's a bridge. He's not a
Fields can be a
starter.
bridge, bro. Chill out.
Like, chill
Yeah,
out.
I mean, if we're talking about a bridge, sure, but I'm talking about a legitimate starter who has his team. That's what I'm talking
So
about.
you could also we also can't rule out the fact that maybe he could have something like what Baker Mayfield has done. Because 2 years ago we were saying Baker Mayfield is never going to start again, or he's a backup, or maybe he's even out the league, and now he's got $100 million contract from the Bucks.
But he's
I mean, it's possible. I won't deny it.
Yeah.
It's possible that
Is he not an anomaly?
Geno Smith did it too the year before.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's two anomalies, bro.
Case Keenum. Go ahead, Lonnie.
So a few things. So yeah, Justin Fields didn't play the best last year, but also if you remember, he had one of the worst coaching situations that we've seen, especially in terms of play calling. I think I said before how the Lions were literally laughing them on the field because they played the same 3 plays in a row, and then that same play was like the second play on the second drive the next time they had the ball. So the only person that had worse play calling than them was probably Brian Johnson. Or they could have been worse too. But also Justin Fields is in the best situation now because if you look at it from the Steelers' perspective, he's not playing this year. He played bad last year and was hurt. And so his contract, whatever it is, might be in the mid-20s. And we know how the salary cap is and how it's usually predicated towards how much you pay the quarterback. And they already got a good cornerback from like Joey Porter. They got their pass rusher. They got a good wide receiver 1. So they can build in the draft and in free agency the next 2-3 years while paying their quarterback nothing. So they can have a super stacked OD roster. If Justin Field pans out, that's GG's. But I also want to give a shout out to Omar Khan, their GM, because he's low-key been pulling some Danny Ainge type moves. Because also I want to know what he has on the Bears organization because he convinced them to give him a second round pick for Chase Claypool, who ended up being Joey Porter Jr.
they did do that. That's good.
And then they ended up flipping Chase Claypool for a 7th rounder the next year.
Yeah.
And then he ended up getting Justin Fields for a conditional 4th rounder. So and that's why I think like if that's the case, they're probably just gonna make this Justin Fields like just fresh like redshirt year. But
I'll be honest though, you don't think that he could really push for this job? Like,
I think he can. I think
like how many games do you think Russ could like? Let's say the Steelers start off. Let's say they start off 1-3. Is there already Justin Fields like?
Then,
there will be people will be calling for it.
It depends on how fast can they fix Justin's mechanics.
I mean,
they can fix his processing and all that stuff.
Let me ask y'all this though. Do y'all think? But let me ask y'all this from the film. Do y'all think? Because I know you watched some of the film with Trent, Lonnie. Let me ask you this: do you think his mechanics have to do with his ability to throw it, or you think it's just his internal clock?
Well, I think.
Do you think? I'll say this personally. To me, he clearly don't have a certain level of trust, and I think that comes from his first 2 years in football. When you run up for your life, your first 2 seasons, you have a lack of trust, and I think in his 3rd year, you kind of saw that show up. But I don't think it's his ability to make the throw. I think it's his clock, having with the timing part of it.
Yeah,
So it's 2-parters for me. So one, it's his clock because, like I said, like I grew up on Tom Brady. If I count to like 3 or 4, the ball's better. That's like almost too late for Brady because it's usually 1-2. The ball's out his hands. But with Justin Fields, it was like 7 or 8. But also, I think a big part of it was the play calling because, like I said, if they're doing the same plays over and over and defenses tune into that, then no one's gonna be open, and so he's just looking. And it throws him off. So like he doesn't. So like the play calling was definitely a factor in that. But also, yeah, his clock needs to be faster. And also the way that he sees, because there's no excuse for him not to see the field. He's like 6'4", so he has the height advantage to see the field. And there were obvious plays where like, yo, that person's open, that person's open. So I feel like sometimes he was just trying to make the big play, and he was waiting for a big play to develop instead of taking the easy check down. But that's something that I feel like Tomlin can definitely fix.
Yeah, I think Tegan said it best. I think Fields don't always just trust his reads, bro. And I think that's PTSD.
Well, the other thing too, because I think they're I think they have to go O-line. I think that definitely needs help because yes, Mike Tomlin is the head coach, and we associate him with that. He always goes 9-8, never has a losing season. Arthur Smith is running this offense. Now, Arthur Smith as a head coach, I think is horrible. But as a coordinator, at the very least, he can come up with some good run schemes. And he made Ryan Tannehill the best he's ever looked. When we thought Ryan Tannehill, because remember, Tannehill came into that team as a backup to Marcus Mariota.
Facts.
and he made Tannehill look like, yes, Derrick Henry does help, but there was games where Derrick Henry wasn't there, and Tannehill still looked pretty solid. So you have a more athletic Desmond Ridder, because when Arthur Smith was there in Atlanta, I always said, hey, if they get Justin Fields, that's way better. This offense could look that dangerous. Well, guess what? You got him now. You have lesser running backs and a weaker O-line, but you can address that. Fix the O-line, fix the run game. I think they're really going to tie into using both Jalen Warren and Najee Harris like they did this year. George Pickens, I believe, can be one of them ones. So you fix that O-line. I think Russell Wilson, I said all that to say, I don't think Russell Wilson is going to be that bad because he wasn't that bad last year. Like, they were about to make the playoffs with the way he was playing. They didn't have the greatest weapons. They didn't have the greatest O-line, the greatest run game. But Russell Wilson was playing relatively solid, especially when you look at the rest of the league. Now he's going with a better coaching and all that. Unless his athleticism just falls off a cliff, I don't think Russell Wilson is going to be that bad to where they ever say, hey, let's put Justin Fields in. Unless it's like they're out of playoffs, they have a losing season. It's like, all right, let's see what we got with Justin. Let's see how much you've learned. But if they're competing for playoffs, I don't think Russell Wilson is going to play that bad until they ever decide to pull him. But it's a good thing because, like I said earlier, Justin Fields needs to be broken down and put back up. You need to restart everything. Like whatever you learned at this point is done.
And I'll be honest, because I want to switch over to our next topic, but I will say this too. I think the best thing that's about to happen for Justin Fields in this situation is if I'm him, I'm trying to learn and become a better quarterback, but every day I'm going into that office trying to kick Russell Wilson's ass, throwing drills, practice, everything. Because at the end of the day, in my head, Justin, what else do you have to lose now? They wrote you off already. They clearly want you to come. This one team clearly believes in you because the Steelers didn't bring him in to just compete with Russ. They have a plan for him. They want him to be their future. So, are you still taking Fields over T. Law? Again, what did I say earlier, chat? We're gonna talk about Trevor Lawrence as a 10 years franchise vet being a fucking average at best in his career. Like taking Fields over T.
I don't think it's gonna stay that way, but
I hope it doesn't. Hey, family, listen. I hope it doesn't. I really hope it doesn't. But at the same time, unless he pulls an Eli Manning and wins 2 Super Bowls in the playoffs, right now he's looking like he's going to look average at best throughout the regular season. So I hope he shows more of those flashes, but that's all I got to say. He still got all the talent in the world. He has all the talent in the world.
Baby, where do you think his ceiling is?
But he's on road. He's on road to potentially being the 4th best quarterback in his division. That's all I'm going to say. That's not even. That's I am wondering. Listen, I know y'all hate the baby Elway shit, but the tight ends have poured. I mean, the Titans clearly are pouring into that young man. You see the weapons they're going into.
Every team in that division are pouring into their quarterback. Now, like I've said multiple times,
T-Law,
I hyped you up, and because I hyped you up so much, I understand I'm going to get some pushback and hate, because that's what we do. When we see somebody getting a little too much love, we would just naturally want to hate. I get it.
No, I hate.
What's the ceiling, GB?
I hate.
The ceiling. I think Trevor Lawrence can still be an elite quarterback in this league.
What's the league? Are you saying top 5? Are you saying number 1? Can he be?
No, he's never going to be number 1. As long as Mahomes is here, I don't think. So realistically, I don't think he's going to be like top 3 anytime soon, unless like something crazy happens. But
if he goes on a playoff run,
a solidified top 7, 8 quarterback, absolutely. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be blunt. What
you think he'll be better? You think he'll be better? You think he'll be better than Jordan Love
or CJ Stroud? You think he'll be better than CJ?
Yes. He can be better. I think what CJ Stroud did this year. Hold on. What CJ Stroud did this year is what I was expecting T-Law to do. So I think T-Law can still get to that point to where he's just as good or even better than CJ Stroud.
Listen. I'm gonna let y'all know right now.
This is not a crazy opinion.
When T-Law, listen, I want y'all to know right now. When T-Law came back in that playoff game, y'all, I thought that was white Jesus. I'm gonna keep it a buck. That game made me a believer. I said, oh, this is the guy that everybody's talking about. Because you got to understand, throwing 4 picks and then going on a comeback, your nuts gotta be big to do that, bro. Your nuts, no, not to be weird though, but that's really impressive. But then this season, I'm not gonna lie, G. I just
I know it was a bad season, bro.
It just looked like teams got tape on them and they had a better game plan. Now, don't get me wrong. I think I should have threw it to Isaiah Jones more instead of really. But that's a question. That's a conversation.
Maybe it's like his
also Press Taylor is out of there. He's also one of the worst offensive coordinators in football. So.
Yeah, like
do you think Doug got to get back in there?
I was like, Doug wasn't calling the plays either.
Doug got to get back.
And you could tell like the way they were running the offense this year. I was like,
bro, I hated.
There's no way Doug is calling.
Nah, Doug got to call more plays. Yo, listen, I think it's okay for head coaches to call plays if you're one of those guys as a head coach. If you're Andy Reid, if you're Fraud Shanahan, if you're McVay, if you're Mike McDaniel, if you're Doug freaking Peterson, who calls Philly in the biggest game of his life, like
random, I got it. So like
question real quick though.
Go ahead,
because since we're talking about a quarterback that regressed, because I saw what G Baby was saying. Trent loves to run to them weak ass stats and stuff, but when you watch the game, if you looked and saw how T-Law game managed those games, you could see the potential what G Baby's seeing for as a generation. You can see it. Like fuck him not passing for 400 in his 200-yard games. You still saw that he could be an elite quarterback. If this season CJ Stroud takes a sophomore slump, what would be the excuses y'all give him?
And Jordan Love. And Jordan Love.
Jordan Love. Jordan Love is on a different curve. He's on a different curve.
Are we going to jump
in year 6 of his career, G Baby? Mm-hmm. Unfortunately for Jordan Love, he is not allowed to have a sophomore slump. He's in year 6 of his career.
I ain't talking about year 6 of his career. I'm just talking about.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'll guarantee it. Book it right now. CJ Stroud is not having no sophomore slump. If he don't get hurt, he's not having a sophomore slump. I don't even see it happening,
I'm just saying,
bro.
If he does,
there's no excuses.
If he does, I'm not giving him no excuses.
Baby, I was with you. He was the 5th Hokage, Lady Tsunade.
I didn't think it too, bro. I said he was better than Justin Herbert after that game. I had to take it all back. I had to take it all back.
Hey, but Bama, the reason why I'm with you, and the reason why I brought up Jordan Love, even though you're right, J-Rob, this is your career. The reason why I brought up Jordan Love is because Jordan Love is
he don't get a slump.
But I'm saying Jordan Love, y'all love getting on me for putting T-Law in the top 10 off of 8 games. Jordan Love had a rocky start to the year. All of a sudden, second half of the season,
now
great playoff game.
This is what you gotta do, though. Now, let's go level of difficulty now. Youngest team in football, youngest team in the game. Great weapons. We didn't know those weapons were great till.
Hey, let's be real. Hey, wait, hold on.
Aaron Jones is a great weapon. Aaron Jones is a great weapon.
Hold on.
a great weapon.
Let's keep adding context.
Youngest team in the league against the Cowboys. Come on, y'all.
Wait, J-Rob, here's the difference, though. J-Rob, here's the difference. Or here's the other context. Let's be real. We know what we know now, but at the time, ain't nobody think Christian Kirk was finna ball like that. Ain't nobody, and this was Travis Etienne's first year coming off injury.
People didn't know who. James Robinson started the year that year.
James Robinson was the starter that year before
Etienne. Hold on, Trent. That's true. We all watch hella football though. Was Christian Kirk before coming to the Jags putting up?
He was cool.
900 yards.
He was like a third option.
Wait. All I'm saying is, he wasn't. We didn't see this on the cusp.
But he wasn't a number 1 at the time.
Did we not know Cooper Kupp was finna be a dog? He was putting up his little 800.
I'm about to point to G-Baby's point. Point to G-Baby's point. To G-Baby's point, too. Evan Ingram on my Giants was totally different compared to the Jags.
That's a fact.
And the Packers, you can argue, had a better defense than the Jags did when they made it.
Oh, for sure.
You can argue that. So
listen.
So I'm just saying, if Jordan Love,
I'm gonna say this. Here's the last piece of content. Then I gotta ask you about this question because I think this is some of the craziest shit ever. And because we got high school players, coaches. Go after this. My only thing though is, don't do that either, because you gotta remember we weren't saying Jordan Love was Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck. We just said this.
I called him a generational talent.
We wasn't calling. Yo, we all was like, let's be honest. All of us was in the Jordan Love bag, like somebody shaking it up in class, and you just don't know what you're gonna get. We had no idea what that young man was finna be. We all guessed. The only people who knew what they had in that building was the Green Bay freaking Packers. And believe it or not, I just hope we don't get no slumps because but all I'm gonna say is this. Do not let that $1 million man out there in Atlanta not look like a top 12 quarterback in football. I don't care if it's off the Achilles. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it.
Don't let him start balling, because goddamn.
Wait.
No.
If Kirk starts balling,
I'm talking like
he's always
exactly.
He's always
crazy. True.
Kirk Cousins is always going to give you 43 and 30.
Now you can go crazy. You could go crazy, but I want you to know that
he go crazy.
Now if he goes crazy,
what is going crazy?
But hold on. You understand
what he was doing at the beginning of last year?
Yo, but y'all also
Bring it over to
understand.
Atlanta.
But y'all also understand though, if he goes crazy though, that's why they paid him 180. That's what I want to see, Kirk. Because y'all telling me it's justified for the 180.
Wait, here's the thing.
Yo, if he does, the Falcons
Kirk Cousins is always going to give.
They might officially have to get. If he's bad, they officially have to get the curse tag.
No, wait, but hold up.
Yeah.
What's it called? Kirk Cousins, this is what he do. He always gonna give you 40-some, 130 and 10 and 30 and 8.
That's what we want.
So what is going crazy to y'all? I want to know a stat.
No, wait.
What is going crazy?
G baby. It just depends because 4,000 for Kirk just means he's still valid. 4,000 for Herbert makes him top 3 in the league. 4,000.
I mean, Herbert threw for 5K though. Like,
now I'm being nasty.
Yo, real quick.
Go ahead.
Real quick, yo, because I know G Baby's always been a T-Law guy, but like throughout all last season, like Riddell was always like defending him. He's saying he's not a T-Law fan. He's saying he's not a T-Law fan, but then
he
never supported T-Law publicly.
It got me thinking. It got my turn because like
he is a T-Law guy.
If everyone knows, if everyone watches BSS, Riddell has an archetype. He's an
archetype.
He has an archetype that he likes. Yo, he likes a prodigy with like no expression because like T-Law, he can be up by 20, down by 20, he has the same face. It's like you always just assume he's just gotta go chill at the beach.
Preach, Lonnie, preach.
Yo, he do kind of
T-Law is T-Law is a
He right.
He's a prodigy.
I have two guys in the
dog
NFL.
in him. He's not a dog. He's not a raw guy. He just has all talent, and that's what Riddell likes. So when Riddell says he's not a T-Law guy,
don't believe him.
Defense T-Law every time we talk negatively about him. Don't believe him.
Because nasty.
We're not nasty. We're not nasty, bro.
Yo,
you called Justin Herbert a choke artist, gang.
Stand by it. We still here, bro. We haven't changed, bro.
Hey, Bama, let me open this. But Bama, let me open this question up to you, and then Trent, let me go to you second because you are a heavily recruited high school athlete. So, I think I just want y'all to hear your thoughts on this first, and then obviously everybody else chime in. High school athletes are allowed to sign national letters of intent to their college universities their junior years in high school, giving them the opportunity to actually opt out of their senior year of high school. Is this good or bad for the future of college athletics?
A lot of athletes already was doing it. Ryan did it, but that's solely based off of, I feel like, I don't know the whole logistics of it, because at the end of the day, now you kind of taking it out the parents' hands when you start doing them letters of, because sometimes kids can go behind their parents' back and do a lot of stuff they possibly regret down the road. And the reason why I bring Ryan up, because his parents, him and his dad and all of them came up with that, made that decision collectively to be like, hey, I'm gonna reclass and I'm gonna leave high school a year early to go, because it's a lot of stuff that you gotta assess. Hey, is my son ready? Because J-Rob, I don't know y'all. I'm 32, but in high school, what a lot of kids used to do, what a lot of parents used to do, you put your son out there with those kids, you judge and see hey, my son a little bit slower than everybody, so they'll hold him back a year and then make him reclass in that way, because sometimes you're just not up to where your current group is. Ryan was very unique to me. That's why I started researching the kid. You rarely see a kid reclass to leave a year early because of the physical nature of how slower boys mature than girls, right? Because a 16-year-old boy is just different. When if you put a 16-year-old kid up against just 17 or 18, you can really see a physical difference in some certain kids. Like I say, you always got those anomalies to where you'll get a Jadeveon Clowney or Derrick Henry. If they were 16, it don't fucking matter. They could have left at 15.
Leonard Fournette.
Yeah, right. You get those freaks, but see, this is where it bothers me because if you look at where NIL has went, Trent, we even talked about this. All the top players know about the bag holders. Reggie Bush is gonna get paid in the NIL era, old head era, regardless.
Right.
With this new NIL stuff, this is what makes it hard. Coach Loxley, Mike Loxley up there at Maryland talked about this. You got a third string running back coming in saying, hey, if I don't get 50K next season, I'm gone. Nigga, you a third string. On top of you being a third string, where I'm gonna get this money from? So now I'm thinking about all the kids who just feel like, oh, I hang around that dude, so I'm that dude. So I'm finna leave a year early. You know how many dreams is finna get crumbled? How many kids finna go out there and get hurt? Just thinking, because you know how I go, J-Rob. A lot of kids be like, a lot of black kids especially. Yeah, we do have some guys that play football that's from the hood, struggling. And a lot of they motherfucking stipend checks go back home to feed everybody. But that's not the case for every black kid. But what happened when you see it, J-Rob? Oh, I'm trying to make it out. I'm trying to do this. We even had to check some teammates, J-Rob, like, bro, you don't live like that, bro. You silver spoon. Like, what you, so that's what I'm thinking of. The kids that necessarily don't need to reclass and leave a year early, finna start doing it because now they see their homie. Now I see Trent doing it. Trent might really be worthy to leave high school a year early. But the fact that I hang around Trent and J-Rob, now I feel the pressure of, oh, I got to do what Trent do because he my homie. He might look less than me because I'm staying in school an extra year. When really, that was always a thing. You stay 4 years of high school, take your ass to college where you play 3 years. Now they giving these kids an extra. It's an extra tool that possibly could end up hurting them in the long run.
I agree.
We're seeing it with the NIL. College football almost becoming the wild, wild west. It's like
it's pro sports now.
It's pro sports because J-Rob, you know, right now, you can have that whole roster at Ohio State, and the next year, them niggas can just choose the
whole roster could be gone.
All go to Colorado or whatever the case might be. Like now, that shit is just starting to be bad business. So now I'm finna think about the point of what if a bunch of kids just start doing that? How watered down college football go get. We saw how bad the NBA was when all the one and done started coming in, and how underdeveloped the game being.
Right.
Like, luckily we starting to get back to it because of OTE and all these extra leagues that give them that extra year to get better, faster, and stronger. But I just feel like, bro, it's partially good, but at the same time, too much of it can be bad. Like, this is what we seeing with the NIL. Yeah. The initial NIL was great, but now we seeing where it's spiraling. We in year 2, year 3 of the NIL, and it's starting to get murky waters. You know what I'm saying?
So I just want to clarify something before you go, Trent, just for the people in the chat, because some people just may not notice. So I just want to make sure I put it out there as well. You can go to college early and go to school early and be on campus. But when I'm talking about this opt-out, this means they opting out and staying at their high school. They're just not playing their sport anymore. So I just want to make sure I clarify it. Some kids do go to college at 17, go to spring ball, but then some kids, Caleb Williams, what's the kid that played at USC got hurt? He went to Mater Dei. What's his name? He went to Rice. He went to JT Daniels. He did it really early. Bama, Akil probably regrets going to college so damn early. So I just want to make sure I just wanted to clarify.
Wait, so you're saying they'll like their junior year, they finish that.
Baby, you can coach one of your best D linemen. He signed to Alabama his junior year, and then the next season you'll just see him in class. He's going to train for the year and then go to school.
Oh, so basically
he ain't playing on the team though.
He's not playing his senior, so he can basically not play.
He signed his national letter of because he signed his national letter of intent to go to school.
But he's not going to college. Okay, so that's good.
Yeah. So I want to make sure I put that out there. But I want to make sure people do know guys can enroll early, but that's not what we're talking about enrolling early.
We're talking about
that's what Bama was saying as well. So I just wanted to make sure I put
they're basically getting a free. They're basically, hey, I'm already at this school, but I'm not.
You red shirt. You damn near red shirt in a year early. A year early before you would go to college.
Okay.
Go ahead.
That's just my opinion.
Yes, I just wanted to make sure I clarified that.
Yeah, getting recruited heavy. I feel what Ben was saying because reclassifying and comparing to what this situation is totally different. Like nigga, Quinn Ewers, what's his name? He reclassed up, went to Ohio State. Like that's totally different. Like you're playing and you're literally you finish school early in high school. You're going to this. I'm not gonna opting out at anything in high school. That shit is not it. That shit is you don't want to do that because that shit can fuck with your development. And also, schools want to see you how you look your senior season. Now everybody knows the junior season is your biggest year for specific. Junior year. Everybody knows that's the year you're supposed to be like. That's your money year. Yeah, that's the money year. But the senior season, still, if you're literally getting heavily recruited, it's not. People are still going to want to see how you look like your senior year. Like Kirby Smart said it with that. So with the same thing we're talking about. If a kid opt out their senior season, I don't want them on my team. You don't want that shit, bro. You got to play the game, bro. You a young ass nigga in high school. So me personally, I think that shit is crazy. I think that shit is like ridiculous. And also too, a lot of people of course, because me, I'm in the coach's background, my dad. But nigga, these colleges are businesses, my nigga. You opting out, say a person opt out, they go to college, they don't look ready. Bro, you gonna get that red shirt, and then if you not really by that year too,
they're gonna push you out the door to go in that portal. Yeah, what have you been doing for 2 years? Yeah, what have you been doing for 2 years?
That's what I'm saying. I think sitting out, of course, everybody talking about injury concerns, it's not. My nigga, you're playing football. I'm not trying to.
That's part of the game. What are we talking about?
You're my nigga. You're in high school. So the only time I ever give grace for players opting out, bro, is bowl games. Because nigga, you don't need
that's different. That has to do with the rest of your life.
That's your future.
Okay, so
it's supposed to be your foundation to start that college.
I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, but allow me to be a genuine devil's advocate here, not a troll one.
Okay.
So kind of how you said with bowl games, you don't need to play it because that's affecting your future, right?
Yeah.
If you get, let's just say, for the sake of argument, a 5-star recruit, he signed to Bama already. They got him good. Is it not kind of the same thing? I'm saying, I don't want to because let's be real. We know in your senior season, even though that's most important, you get hurt. A lot of them schools gonna stop calling you.
That's a fact.
You tearing ACL, you tearing Achilles. They're not calling you anymore.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying if you're good enough. Well, I'm just saying if you're good enough, because obviously if you a 3-star, 2-star, you ain't really got that many looks. Of course you're not opting out. You're not gonna sign that first one. You gonna wait. But if you one of them dudes who you pretty much you going to wherever you want. So in the sake of argument, hey, let me not get hurt so they don't take my scholarship.
Here's the thing though, because number one year, especially in high school, can change everything in a recruitment.
Facts.
Two, here's the harsh reality, especially about recruiting, especially right when you're about to commit. A lot of them niggas who be making, I'm decommitting from this school, realistically, they're getting dropped. They're
facts.
Somebody else. So even if you sit out, if there's somebody, a top guy that's playing their senior year, and he goes stupid, he has a crazy jump, they can literally pick this guy and drop you in high school, and you have to go him somewhere else.
So when you sign they
can release your letter of intent, I think. They can release
so that I understand that. But I'm just saying, because I'm talking about the dudes, for example, let's just say for sake of argument, so y'all get what I'm saying. Let's say Derrick Henry, his junior year, I don't know if he did or didn't. Let's just say he committed to Bama, and it was I'm good. I know I'm going there. I don't need to play my senior year because if I get hurt, they're gonna take my stuff.
There's gonna be some guys, G. I'm glad
you can't use a Derrick. That's such extreme.
That was just the name.
Look, Derrick Henry's one of the greatest high school players. Some guys like Derrick Henry, Jeremiah Smith, Ron Williams,
Jabril Peppers.
They can sign a letter to their junior year, and they'll probably be good because they're the top niggas in the class. They the top,
and they're also freakishly athletic and strong for their age at this time.
That's what I'm talking about. The top recruited guys,
but even the 4-star, say a top 100 player. You might have that 4-star ranking, but you gonna have to play your senior year because getting dropped, that shit's a reality. I know hella people had committed to schools, committed to top schools right before signing day, right when they about to sign that paper. Yo, you're gonna have to be going with somewhere else. You got it. But they say they just decommit.
Can I say something too? Go ahead, Riddell. I just want to add this. I think we are setting an ugly precedent though, because there's two things that we got to start realizing too, and this is because this opting out thing is a product of the NIL era. Because now these kids are already 16 years old, 15, 16, looking at their bodies as assets. They're looking at their bodies like investments, and my issue that I have with this, there's two issues that I have with this. Is one, when you're 16, 17 years old, your maturity level, I'm just being real, especially as a high school recruit. Listen, I had 11 Division I scholarship offers coming out of high school. I didn't have as many as Trent coming out. I didn't have a 5-star like 20, 30, or 50 plus like a Derrick Henry. But that 11 made me feel like I was the shit in my area. In my little neighborhood, I was the one. You feel me? I'm going D1. It's a big deal. And when we giving this much stuff to these young athletes in terms of just like opting out, so you're going to opt out of your senior year with your brothers. You're not going to compete no more. And I just think we're setting these ugly precedents when we go out into when these kids are getting ready to go to college, because the same kid that's opting out of their senior year ain't going to the NFL. And when they don't go to the NFL, you know what they're going to be thinking about? Damn, I wish I would have played my senior year of high school. Like, you are also taking away, and this is why, and listen, you could call me old school on this regard. I do think, I think there are some experiences that we need to let our high school athletes still be able to maintain, because the reality of it is only 1% of these kids are going to the NBA. 1% of these kids are going to the NFL. 1% of these kids are going to play tennis or golf at the world stage. Only some of these kids are going to be swimming at the Olympics. And so because of that, that's my biggest pushback against this, because I don't think it's okay for us to be having these 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old kids who are not even in college yet, where that beast of NIL and stuff is already going to be magnified. I do not think we should be leaking this nonsense into the – I don't want to say it's nonsense, because I'm a believer in these kids getting their money. And the NCAA, the only reason why it's at the point is that it's at now is because the NCAA never did their due diligence and to try to regulate it before it got to this point. But I just feel like we're setting an ugly precedent, and I think it could get ugly. And I just don't think we should be telling these kids, don't play your senior year, because one, we're ducking competition now. I think at that point we're ducking competition. I'm not even trying to hear about, we're saving their bodies. This is their peak years. If they break their wrist, he is 18, 19. Usually, if it's not nothing incredible, you could come back. You break your hand, you sprain your ankle. Listen, I got a concussion before I went to UConn. I didn't play the last 3 games of my senior year. It happens to everybody. Yeah, there's that risk, but you running that risk the moment you go to your school, you run that risk. You're running that risk at the moment you signed up to be an athlete. I hate to say that, but that's the harsh reality of it. That is just the truth. And don't tell me you're going to opt out of playing football and you're going to play for your high school basketball team, or you're going to run track for your high school team.
That would be great.
Then you're losing me. Now you're really losing me. So those are the things that I just feel like we send the other
also too, J-Rob, them kids running a real nasty risk, though, and I'll let y'all boys get it after this. Coach Prime already told us, man. He said they only consider taking 4 high school players a year. Like 4. So now you talking about you finna opt out, right? With them scarce numbers, right? When you go into camp, do you realize, like, once they tell you to, hey, bro, run this post 10 run this post 12 to 15, I want you to break right here. Once they tell you once or twice and you don't do that right, it's like, bro, you set out a whole year. We thought we was gonna get this real deal, boy, bye. Like, that's what I'm trying to tell kids. Like, they risking, because when you play your whole 4 years, that shows everybody I can complete something, right? That's why a lot of the times them guys in the NFL that leave after 3 years, they go back and get their degree, because essentially that tells a lot of people I can complete something. Once you get to doing all of this opt-out, like, that starts to look like bad business. Like Ohio State did it with one quarterback, J-Rob. He got the $160,000 from y'all and didn't even enroll in school because of the NIL. That was like when the NIL first started. Like, this shit is finna start to be like real bad business soon, to where you're going to shoot yourself in the foot thinking I'm so a player, I'm going to sit out. And then when teams start seeing that kids that sit out their senior year, they probably won't even risk it on them, because it's like, if you will sit out your senior year in high school with nothing to lose, you could sit there and say you can get injured. But I'm pretty sure Trent saw this. I'm pretty sure you saw this, right? I'm pretty sure J-Rod saw this. How many times you saw it, even in fall practice in college or the first game, boy? I remember our best DB blew his ACL out. The last practice, the last padded practice before the season, before the game, blew his ACL out, blew it out. Like, so that's just the risk you put when you put them pads on. You can't control it. You could be like, oh, well, we protecting ourselves from the injuries. Like,
you're not really. You're not protecting yourself.
You just trying to You just try. You see where it's a little loophole in here, and now you just finna capitalize on it because
they want to be part-time gladiators, bro. You can't be a part-time gladiator
at all.
What happens to them when they sit for a year and then they hurt themselves during training and stuff like that? Then all their offers are gonna be gone.
And can I just say, and Riddell, before you go, I want to say the last thing. I'm looking at these parents too, because y'all gonna really be the key in all of this shit. What are y'all parents doing with y'all kids? Are y'all looking at y'all kids like cash machines, or are you looking at your kids like children? Because I'm not saying they can't make this money,
right?
But your kid ain't a spectacle either. He's still a human. He or she is still a human. So these parents, y'all need to be very aware and educated of what the hell is going on, because your kid could have a life where they are a star by the time they are 8, they're 16, they're a star, and they're a nobody by 22. And you're going to be picking up all them goddamn pieces because they ain't going to know how to handle what comes with that. Riddell, go ahead.
Hold on, G-Baby. Yeah, because I want to touch upon that. That point that J-Rob just made is one thing that I would be concerned about. So I'm looking at it from the outside looking in, obviously. I don't pay attention to like the process throughout high school and college as much. And I see the pros and cons for the most part, but I'm concerned about, from what it looks like to me, is football in general is becoming more and more like a business. And it kind of talked about, J-Rob kind of mentioned it, is like, yeah, we're trying to make money as soon as possible, because obviously the NFL is the NFL. We don't even got to talk about it. But now college with NIL, obviously parents and players are starting to think, oh yeah, I can make bread there. You know, even though college, for me, from my perspective, should have been looked at obviously as a developmental, getting prepared for the pros. But now you can make money, you can get rich, you can do a lot of things from college. So now they're going to look at it like, we got to prepare you for college. We got to prepare you for college. Now with the high school situation, now another perspective can be kind of implemented, saying, oh, now we could just prepare you for high school right there. We're going to get you ready for that junior year. And then once you get ready for that junior year, you can get right back in there to make some real money. So now it really looks like the experiences that I feel like kids are going to have are going to be limited, because they're going to be focusing on football so stringently right from the beginning. Because right at the junior year of high school, you can opt out and go to college potentially and become a very success. That's the hope at the very least. So those memories potentially, that developmental that we're talking about, that growth that we're talking about, that could be lost the more and more we make football a business. And who says it stops there? Like, oh, maybe we want to talk to sophomores. Maybe we want to talk to freshmen. And it's right from the beginning. Okay, you're 6 years old. You're playing football. You're going to the best camps. We're just football, because we want to get you paid as soon as possible. So that's my only concern from what it sounds like from my end.
So maybe because I was on the complete opposite side of Trent, Bama, and J-Rob, the only reason I was able, like, see, when they mentioned your senior year, my senior year was the only reason I was able to even go to college to play football, because I'm not going to sit here in front like I was some kind of nasty prospect coming out. Man, I didn't play football till I started high school football. So I was out, and realistically, it was just because my mom didn't want me in the house. So for me to have that high school experience, it's not just the fact that, you know, you're playing ball, you're learning this, you learn all these social skills. It's also like, as dumb as this sounds, the love of the game. Don't take that away from these kids, man, because that's what I'm more. And thank God you touched on that with the parents, man, because a lot of these people, I get that you're struggling and all that, but whether or not, because I've seen people in the chat naming random people, those people are the anomaly. Bama, J-Rob, Trent, anybody. Millions of kids play high school football, millions, and only 1% of that goes to college.
Facts.
College. That's not D1, college. And then the 1% of those people in D1 go on to play any kind of football professionally. So my thing was, I wanted them because I never heard this till you said that question. I've been doing my research. I'm horrified by this, because you're going to have some kids, because we all remember, Bama, I'm 31. We all remember that one kid's like, man, if I ain't going D1, I'm not playing college football. We all saw that one cat who was like that. And I'm like,
I was that.
I got kids. Listen. I got
I'm
kids.
gonna be honest.
I got kids up here at this junior college right now, slower than a bitch, talking about something. Oh, I ain't finna go to that school because I'm like,
bro.
Y'all must not know.
I will admit though. I will say this though. I will say this though. I did have a delusion when I was coming up in high school. I said it's D1 or bust in my mind. It's not that I couldn't go D2 or go D3.
It's nothing wrong with that, J-Rod. But you gotta know how this stuff works. Like with kids right now with this NIL shit. That third string from Maryland, he's a fucking jackass. Even though he'll kid you a jackass. Because first off, I'm finna break down what NIL name, image, and likeness. Once you hear that, that means Ohio State or Alabama or Texas, they have nothing to do with it. It is a booster that possibly runs this big company or runs his AC company. And he was like, hey, I went to this school. I want to make sure that this school gets this player. So guess what? I'm going to offer him $1 million NIL deal through this is not from this. That's why I'm trying to tell kids they don't understand this. This is not coming from the school. It's the fact that Travis Hunter is the best athlete in the decade, right? So in order to get him to come to this school, luckily Colorado has a booster that has done very well throughout his life, and he has an X amount of dollars that he can help us with. Usually, these used to have to be up under the table. Like I said, they would call them bag holders back in the day, but normally that's just a booster with a lot of money. But anyway, now I can get these top athletes. People don't understand this. They just see NIL, and now me as a parent, even though my son Doodoo, he's nowhere near Travis Hunter, I'm finna go up in there. Well, if Travis getting $1 million, I know they can give me an NIL for 50. It don't work like that. It does not. Your son has third string talent. That is not going to get nobody to buy no air conditioners for my company. Bro, Travis has star power. So yeah, as a business partner, I'm gonna give you $1 million to come to Colorado. You're gonna do these commercials for me when you get out of practice and out of them games. You finna, hey, put your Colorado shit on. Look nice. Come over here. Commercial. Sell these ACs for these kids not understanding it. They just think that, oh, this is just money he get. Like, nah. Shea Dor and them had to go to Fashion Week. He had to do the commercial for Rose. The people just be thinking that, oh, bro, they just get all of this shit. Like, no. Angel Reese was on a whole academic thing because of how much time she had to miss due to her NIL obligations. And people was trying to say, well, she not smart or she not working out in school. No, she got 1,000 things. Do y'all understand that
y'all reading my mind?
She's not a college student no more.
Her and Caitlin Clark, they are fighting for some. They are
pro basketball players at the university. They are pro athletes
like
for the university.
Of women college hoop. They got to represent in a different way. They got to market women's basketball. They got so much other stuff that they got to do to where if you a lower level talent, you don't have those. It's not an earning deal.
Why do you think Arch Manning don't want to be in NCAA, y'all?
Not the starter yet.
But not even just because he's not the starter.
Trent, business-wise,
it don't make sense.
He don't need it. He don't need it.
He knows he's worth more than that.
Like people gotta understand. Like y'all mad at Arch? Like it ain't that he think he better. He got Manning lawyers in his ears, Manning representatives who understand money.
Now, and to go back to your point,
he's making more money probably doing TV appearances, all types of not signing shit. Like
you going to barbecue?
Bro, he ain't even played the game yet.
Randall, to go back to your point, bro, about like the people who getting recruited stuff like D1 or bust. I'm not gonna lie. That was my whole mentality.
No.
That's what I always say. That's why I say
we were just proving your point.
No, absolutely. That's why Bama.
That was me.
That's what I always say.
No. I agree with you. Shout out
to the people that went juke. I literally told myself once I got my first offer, if I ever have to do juke, I'm not playing ball. That's not where I'm about to go. Nigga, that shit. Nigga, all the stories I'll be hearing about JUCO, that shit is hell.
Especially Bama, tell him how JUCOs are in Cali. Tell him how JUCOs are in Cali.
You gotta let it game. You gotta let it game. You gotta let it game.
Only thing.
Hold on, real quick, G-Baby. Hold on, real quick. Let me just add this because Bama legitimately took what I was going to say, basically. But the one thing was when I said that one dude, the thing about this, what I worry about the most, like y'all said, is parents are just going to see the money sign the same way as the kids. Where as a parent, it is your job to obviously you want them to be as great as possible, but also keep it 100 with. That's the one thing my mom told me at one point. Because she was like, "Look, we didn't even know how you could get this point where Mid-American Nazarene University is offering you a scholarship to play ball, right? But we had to understand that just because you're doing that doesn't mean everything's fixed. You still got to go to class, you still got to go to all these things. I'm not paying extra stuff. Or my legitimate at one point, you have to also take care of other things that you have to take care of. And you cannot also just think that football is it. Just because what I'm trying to find the right way to say this, but I'm just worried that with them doing this now, especially when you haven't figured out NIL to the point the government's getting involved and they don't know nothing about this either. And they're trying to fix it. And can
I say something else too? Can I say one thing too about the government? Nick Saban, get off the TVs doing all this complaining about something.
No, thank you, J-Rob.
Yep.
What are you doing?
Don't cut me off either, bro. Don't cut me off. Let me get this off. I don't like it because you finally get into a state, and I'm gonna tell you who really made you really get on your heels. You don't want to hear this. You saw Deion Sanders. When you was doing all the Affleck commercials and you got 100 Mercedes dealerships all up in Alabama off of all these 5-star recruits that made you millions of dollars. Now that the money is coming back to the kids and they have the opportunity to do this, you don't want to get involved. You don't want to compete anymore because you don't control the pendulum. And let's be honest, there's no way in the world you had every 5-star recruit, number one recruiting class after number one recruiting class after number one recruiting class without having to throw a little bread in the mix. Get the hell out of here and stop doing all of this.
That's why I said, bro,
you're not telling the truth. You're not telling the truth. Oh my God.
I see what he was saying, bro. He's saying
is, oh my God.
No, it's nothing. It's definitely nothing like what Dabo did. First off, when Alabama had that
Dabo was worse. Dabo was worse.
When Alabama had that tornado, it was Nick Saban that came and built the hood back. Him and Drew Brees, just FYI. So don't sit there and be like he don't care. With them 11
dealerships, I didn't say he didn't care.
He went to where the po nigga babies was.
But it's not about that. But
also, this too. What Nick Saban was talking about, though,
from these kids, they can make the money back, bro.
Is talking about, and this is what y'all fail to realize, bro. He is just saying, bro, it has got to a point to where everybody's just worried about a penny. Everybody, not even the top players. These coaches.
They always all them top players been doing that, man. They've been in the bag, bro.
They're not talking about the top players. They're talking about all the lower level.
The moment it gets unregulated, now it's a big deal. The moment you can't regulate it. The moment you can't regulate it.
It's not regulating.
Hold on.
It's not regulating.
You know what's so crazy about
at this point, you don't give me a chance to do my job and develop a player. Whereas in a point where once upon a time where the end goal was to make it to the league, when you don't know who's getting paid under the table, the end goal was, hey, if I'm a player, I'm finna work my ass off. I'm gonna get in the gym, put in extra hours. I'm gonna literally focus, watching extra film to be a better player year after year after year after year. After this NIL shit, players don't give a fuck about developing. If you don't play me, whether my play improved throughout the year or not, I'm leaving because I want more money. Like it don't boil down to no more of, hey, bro, do you deserve this money that we get? Now it's, hey, nigga, pay me or I'm finna dip and go somewhere else. Like what I just told y'all with Mike Locksley, you can't ride with Coach Locksley and then say Saban doing a decent. Like, nah, I feel where them boys coming from. It's like, bro, if you a third string, you're not even breaking the starting rotation.
Hold on. But what I'm saying is,
what y'all saying is, nah, they broke.
I never brought up. First of all, I don't even know why Mad Max is talking about Mike Locksley. I never even brought up Mike Locksley
because that's what Nick Saban literally is talking about.
Right, but I agree with the fact that
they're not talking about the star athletes. Like what these coaches is complaining about is you only as good as your 99th man, right?
But what they're
complaining about, they're talking about the niggas at the bottom, bro. And they're all talking and be like, hey, bro, I want the same shit them niggas getting, even though I'm not contributing the same thing as the top players.
When did I bring up Mike Locksley? When did I bring up Mike Locksley in this conversation? When did I bring up Mike Locksley? Tell me the exact quote I said about Mike Locksley right now.
But Dave, that third
string I didn't bring up Mike Locksley,
right, to ask for some sort of bread, bro. But at the end of the day, we just told y'all what NIL is, bro. That is somebody that's from a booster coming in, being like, hey, I want you to be a face of my company, bro, and we're gonna pay you a partnership.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with the fact that if you are the top guy, you're gonna make more than some of your other players. That's not my gripe. That's not at all my gripe. My gripe,
if you a third string, that's not his job to get you an NIL.
And that's fine. But that's fine.
You choose to come to Bama.
I don't disagree with that. But I also don't like that Nick Saban has become this poster child of the coaches against NIL because of the fact that he's also probably participated in. Come on, Bama. Let's not act stupid. We always invested in these kids coming out of high school and giving them money to go to the school. And sometimes it was a bad investment. We gave this 5-star coming out of high school this money to come here. He's not going to break the 2 deep. And that's a bad investment. You can't be mad. We can't penalize these kids for bad. That kid from LSU who took all that NIL money and didn't start a game for LSU. You know what I'm talking about. What was his name? Max Brennan? Was that his name? Max Brennan. Yeah. So I get that part of it. Ben, and I don't even disagree with it. What I'm saying is you also can't be mad at what it's become, because when it was advantageous to give kids money to come to a school, it was okay. And that's all I'm saying. You can't be mad that it's going on. That's all I'm saying. I definitely agree with Angel Reese should not get the same money as the 14th girl on her bench. They should not be vying for the same money. I don't disagree with that.
I just think, bro,
nigga, some of them shouldn't even get. What is y'all?
You right? Hold on.
We agree with you on that, Bama.
Bama, you right in that instance, but this I feel like is that like before when they was getting paid, everybody named mom was advocating athletes need to get paid. Athletes need to get paid. Now I get it. That third string nigga who's asking for that bread. Yeah, you're not there yet. So no, you don't deserve. You have to niggas who get them NIL deals, they earn them shits. Like they the top guys. But you can't be mad at niggas for asking for bread though.
And we got walk-ons on the internet getting NIL money just from being social media. There's so many other avenues for the 13th, 14th guy to get money. And they can figure it out. We see walk-ons showing their lives as walk-ons on the internet and doing brand deals all over TikTok. There is local things. There's all types of ways for these kids to get money now. So they really don't need to be fighting about Angel Reese and Clayton Clark getting Nike deals, and they're not. When they have other ways where they can make money. I don't disagree with that. I don't.
But what you doing is they not doing that. What they doing is this right here. Hey, coach, 50,000, but they not doing what y'all talking about, bro. Them is a select group of kids that got enough mental force. Those kids, what y'all talking about? Kids, what y'all talking about? Even if it wasn't NIL, them kids will go in as a walk-on, and then in their junior, senior year, they will make the team as a scholarship athlete. These kids, what I'm telling y'all about, they're ruining sports to where if I don't get it my way here, I'm not even gonna play the adversity. I'm just gonna go run over here.
Here's the thing.
I know I can get $20,000 over here.
But players like that are not gonna last long in college football.
Yeah, exactly, man. That's just gonna wear itself out, and you know it.
But what y'all saying is, but y'all don't understand how great influence is. Even though those players won't last long, the actions of what they're doing is going to carry on throughout younger kids to where it's once it gets to the trickle down to the 5 stars and
but the delivery matters though.
Start sitting out based off.
Yeah, but it matters when but it's going to be perceived differently when it comes from Nick Saban. That's just the truth.
And also too,
like let's be honest,
Nick Saban just.
But people are going to look at him differently for it because there's no way you have established so much dominance in recruiting if you wasn't doing some of that stuff. Like, let's be real about how this goes, Bama. We weren't born yesterday. We know these kids is getting to it, but we only have about 35 minutes. So I do want to move the topic along, but this is a conversation, Bama, that you and I are not done with. We are going to have a part 2 to this conversation, but I do want to move on to this. Lonnie, you can start this conversation up for us. RG3 believes Caleb Williams should pull an Eli Manning and refuse to go to the Chicago Bears. If so, first of all, do you agree with that? And if so, what team should he be looking to go to? Lonnie, take it away. Man. He said he should pull an Eli Manning.
What is he talking about?
So
I like RG3.
I love RG3.
He's funny as hell, bro. He's funny as hell.
RG3 low key in his bag right there.
No, bro. That is not no bag. He is some horseshit.
All right, career plummets, but I don't think y'all understand what the Bears is.
Bro.
Go ahead, Lottie. Wait, let Lottie go. Go ahead, Lottie. Go ahead, Lottie.
Yeah, so there have been a lot of reports that like Caleb doesn't want to go there because number 2 is Washington. He's from Northwest DC, and that's where his family is. That's where he's born and raised. So I think of course he would probably prefer to go to the Commanders, and they might be in a better situation too. But do I think that's the best move? No. No, because there's already so many like red flags about. There's always like so many like different comments about him, and he doesn't want to like just prove everyone. I feel like he doesn't want to prove everyone right about how he's a diva and everything like that. And I feel like it would be a better situation. It would be a better situation for him to just suck it up, go to the Bears, and have the Bears have a good track record of doing anything well with a QB. No, their best QB is probably Jay Cutler in the last like 20-30 years.
Oh no, it is Jay Cutler.
Yeah, so that ain't saying much. So, but can he be successful with DJ Moore, Swift, Allen, Kmet, and they still bolster up that O-line with that defense? Yeah, he could. Do I think he wants to go to Chicago? Hell no. Because the Bears have been the Bears since as long as I can remember, since I've been born. So, except for those few years with Brian Urlacher at his best.
Which one of them teams got Cliff Kingsbury?
Washington. That's another reason why I think he would probably want to go to the Commanders. So
no, I'm with you.
I heard he was giving Cliff the cold shoulder at USC.
I ain't gonna hold you, bro. If I'm a rookie quarterback, if any of the top rookie quarterbacks, I get to walk in a situation with DJ Moore,
it's the best.
DeAndre Swift.
You know what's funny? They're gonna tell her. They're gonna if Caleb Williams worked out, they're gonna be like, I knew they should have got rid of Justin Fields, but Justin Fields wasn't going into nowhere close to what they got going on right now.
No, that's a fair point.
This is like Jason Tatum going to the Celtics, bro. This is literally Jason Tatum going to the Celtics.
That's 100% a fair point.
Go ahead, Riddell.
That's 100% a fair point. And I don't like the diva stuff. I don't really care about right now because if we talking straight football and this roster, what are we talking about? Like, if you diagnose this roster compared to the Commanders, the Patriots, the Raiders, Seahawks, this Bears situation might be the best situation for a quarterback to come in that needs a quarterback. Straight up. They have a good defense. They have a good run game. They have two great good elite. I don't care what you want to say. They have a good tight end
pieces. I'll say good defense pieces.
They had a top two. They have
a good defense. They have a good defense. The only reason why they were winning games is mostly because of that defense. Like, shout out Justin Fields, but that defense was legit and that run game was legit. So you have all of that, and then they add Keenan Allen, and don't forget this. They have the 9th overall pick. Bro, like, this team is ridiculous right now. And, okay, you want to talk about Matt Eberflus? Go ahead. He's more of a defensive guy. They brought in the guy from Seattle. They got the guy from Seattle that Geno Smith was cooking with? Come on, bro. Like,
all I gotta say is this, though. You understand that Caleb's leash is going to be way different from any other rookie quarterback. I want to say not any. I'm talking about in the history of the game. Because let me ask you a question.
Who's their backup quarterback?
Tell me one quarterback in the history of number one pick to quarterbacks. Tell me the quarterback that has walked in to a more ready-made situation to go to the playoffs for year one than the Chicago Bears this year. Tell me a quarterback in a better situation.
Patrick Mahomes.
Brock Purdy.
No, I'm talking about drafted in the first round.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes.
That's it.
That's it. And if you go back to number one picks,
not Tom Brady either.
You can't tell me a number one pick in the history of the game going to a situation.
Like I said, bro, I'm gonna hold you, bro. Like, call it what you want, bro.
No, you gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta be a top 12 quarterback.
Listen, my whole thing has never been about Caleb. It's always been about Jalen. Justin just not being developed to reach his potential.
This team,
that's all my whole thing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Like this.
Caleb is gonna be a dog too.
With Caleb Williams and with the night picks, I think they can go Brock Powers. They can get another offensive lineman. Wherever they go,
you gonna get Brock Bowers.
You get Brock Bowers, bro. I say damn, they might win the division. They should. That team is low.
They could.
Bro, that team is
bro.
like
I'm
that.
being honest. They
This is
could.
about this,
Hey,
J-Rock. This is about this.
we
J-Rock,
covered,
you
bro.
just got.
Now hold on. Let me ask you this though.
Look, hold on,
Let's just say
real quick.
let's say they mess around and win 6 games though.
Oh hell, I'm on his ass. I'm on his ass.
Sure. Not with this team. Not with this team. You can't win 6 games.
You have DJ. Hold on, talking about you have DJ Moore coming. You have Keenan Allen coming off his best year because realistically, if he didn't get hurt, yes.
Fact.
If he didn't get hurt, he would have had 17.
He had 1,200
1,700 yards.
Crazy.
Yes,
crazy.
DeAndre Swift is not the same. It's a solid running back. You got a run game. You have Caleb coming in. If you draft Brock Bowers, good fucking God, you had a top 10 defense last year. They should be fighting for the division. They should
either get Brock Bowers, maybe just go line, maybe get
in the second round
if they're still there. Like they have so many options.
Exactly.
Okay, so here's where I need to cut in because yes, you're right about all the weapons they have, and it seems like Ryan Pace finally decided he wanted to make a good team, right?
Polls.
I'm sorry.
Come on, we don't got 20 black men.
I apologize.
Get it right.
I apologize. So
don't listen to him, J-Rob.
Have we not? Like, I'm not even really disagreeing with y'all, but we just sat here and said how, man, the Bears, they always seem to mess up quarterbacks. Their best one is Jay Cutler. We just said, the Bears might be cursed. And are we even sure the Bears are gonna make the right decision?
Bro, they're
because the
That's fair.
Everybody talks about you should have picked Mahomes instead of Mitch. Screw Mahomes, you should have picked Deshaun. Deshaun was QB1. They messed that up. My point is, first of all, the Bears, they are the kings of overthinking. Just doing the most convoluted crap when they don't need to. The simple option, just pick Deshaun Watson. You're the number 2 overall. Why is Mitch Trubisky somebody you're looking at? Look, fair. I understand the logic of, fair. You can't mess this up. You have this, that, and the third. But it's also the same organization that continuously overthinks. They could easily trade back. Look, Justin Fields is traded. Listen, Justin Fields is traded. So we assume they're going to pick Caleb Williams. Just like we assumed when they had the number 2 overall pick, Deshaun Watson. That's a no-brainer. Okay, but then what happened? We got to the pro days. We got closer, and all of a sudden, different name. What if they decide? Look, I said if Justin Fields is still on that roster, there's every chance they could trade back to number 2 because they're going to get a haul for that pick, and then maybe do some other stuff, right? Okay, cool. Justin Fields is gone. Are we? I think Caleb Williams is obviously the correct choice. No questions asked. Do we trust this Chicago Bears organization to make that?
Honestly, I really hope they draft.
Okay, let's keep it a bean. Hold on, let's keep it a bean. Okay, hold on, time out. Let's keep it a bean, right? Even when we look at the history of Chicago, right? Okay, Jay Cutler, he was ass. Okay, fine.
It wasn't a Rex Grossman before that?
Actually, Rex Grossman, yes.
That's who they drafted. They traded for Jay Cutler.
But they were still making the playoffs. That's the
thing
right now. They were still making the playoffs.
Oh, my God. Hold on. You know the funny part? When they drafted even when they drafted Mr. Trubisky, and everybody knows.
They made the playoffs.
They made the playoffs. Oh, but hold on. But here's the thing, though. This will be.
What y'all trying to say about Mitch? Though he was ass.
This is going to be the best quarterback they have.
Come on, we saw Blaine Gabbert go to an.
That's fine. But to J Rob's original question, is it far fetched that because he's got to work out with the Commanders too? That he's gonna have a workout with them.
I don't care, honestly.
No, I'm just saying. Let's just say so he's back home. Magic Johnson starts talking to him. They show him the new arena sketches, everything like that.
No.
I'll say it like this.
Hey, Lonnie, the original question was about RG3 saying he should pull an Eli Manning.
Yeah, so if Magic Johnson, the new stadium, is it far-fetched to say that
if I'm the Bears
to do that?
Because look, this is how I feel. If I'm the Bears and we draft him, I don't think Caleb is going to sit out because he ain't getting that money if he sit out, right? So I don't think Caleb is going to sit out, right? So if I'm the Bears, I say screw it. Just like Reggie Bush when he called Sean Payton, It was like, don't draft me. Sean Payton, what he say?
Your point,
I'm drafting Reggie Bush. Hung up the phone. Hung up the phone. So that's what I think.
I gotta respect this,
baby. You said
Hey, I just want to
lie. Sean Payton a real gangster for that. Like,
Stop,
No,
guys.
You overthink. So if they have Jaden Daniels,
Lonnie, look at all the mental gymnastics you're having to do.
I'm not doing mental gymnastics.
Hold up. Even with the Mitch Trubisky draft, right? Even with the Mitch Trubisky draft, all right. I would understand if the Bears did that now, if that didn't happen before. Every time they watch Patrick Mahomes throw a goddamn pass, or Deshaun Watson before all his stuff throw a goddamn pass, I know that owner looking at Ryan Poles sideways, whoever the hell that GM was that picked Mitch Trubisky. You just can't do it. Was it Ryan Pace?
If they grade Jaden Daniels,
hold on, y'all.
Yeah, I got you. All right, because they on the topic of these QBs though. So I'm gonna read this one because Drinkmore Water, he got two of them, and they kind of tie in. Our team's becoming less patient with QBs.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, if all the QBs that got moved within the past 2-3 years, Pickett, Ritter, Howell, Lance, Fields, Jones, even Wilson, sat for at least 2 years, are they? Yes, Drinkmore Water. I've been on record saying this. I would rather for quarterbacks to come in and sit.
Sam Howell, definitely. I 100%.
But we know this. Bama, but we know this. The most valuable thing in football right now is the rookie quarterback contract. That's the most valuable thing in football. So teams are trying to hit that, and they know that, hey, if we miss, we can just go get another one. It's unfair. It really is, because I also agree with you that they should sit. But when you hit it, like Brock, every time the GM for the 49ers walks in the office and looks at his salary cap, and he's still like, I can't believe we're only playing Brock Purdy as much as we're paying him for everything that he's done. Whether or not you think he's a good quarterback,
that shit over with. They gotta pay him a bag.
And now, because let's if he goes deep, another deep playoff run, he's walking right into the San Francisco 49ers office saying, I want Mahomes money, because what can you out? Because he'll be like, every time I've been in there, I've taken you deep into the playoffs. If he's not getting hurt, I've never not known not being in the championship game. That's Brock Purdy's resume.
Cousins got 180.
He's like, I want double Kirk Cousins money right now, or else I'm walking out this office.
So here's
one second, G baby. 1 second. Random, answer this question real quick.
Never say he gonna sign for $80 million.
To your point, G baby. So like, because you how G baby said that they overthink. So say they give like a grade out for Caleb. Say it's like a 9, and say Drake May's at 8.5, but they love his personality more. And then Caleb's saying like, "Oh, I don't want to be here. I don't want to play with her. I want to be."
That's only ever happened twice.
The Bears organization, as dumb as they have been, is it so far fetched to say that they were just saying, "Hey,
throw the Bears away."
Can I say this on record?
Then throw the Bears away.
Can I say this on record for you? Bro.
You just can't.
If you go with Caleb or Drake, I'm having the same expectation I said about Caleb. Now, if you go with any other quarterback, all right, y'all niggas.
That's my point. So if they go with Drake, because J-Rob said it earlier. They love this. Justin Herbert archetype quarterback.
95%.
For big arm. They love these type of quarterbacks.
Drake May could go number 1.
J-Rob said before, they love these type of big arm, strong, Josh Allen, Herbert type quarterbacks.
That's why y'all never had a good quarterback. That's why y'all never had a good quarterback. We do that.
It's not far-fetched to think they can do that.
Yo, here's the thing, Lonnie. Here's the thing. Even if they do overthink it and go with Drake, we all disagree, but it's a 95% chance Caleb's going to Chicago, and 5% it might be Drake. Either way, their expectation in their future will be set and good. Now,
that's the other part I wanted to talk about as well. And that kind of made me
happen, dude. How would that?
This is the other part that kind of made me turn up too as well, because I hear y'all. I 1,000% hear y'all about the way this team is set up. They actually have built a solid team.
Yes.
However, we talking about these niggas being cursed. Y'all expecting these Bears off the rip to win 11, 12 games, win the division?
That's what they saying.
That's what they say. I don't know if that's the case.
If we're talking about the football,
no.
Hold on, just hear me out.
No.
You cannot tell me, bro. J-Rob, y'all cannot tell me what a straight face.
Yo, this is Mahomes, right?
Here's the thing. Y'all cannot tell me what a straight face with a good quarterback on this squad. They can't win the division. I'm sorry.
No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said.
They can win.
You think year one when because let's be real, as great as he is, he still has to adjust to the new OC and the NFL speed. You think they win the 12 games for it?
Yes, they can.
He said they could win the division.
9 games, bro.
Okay, but in order for them to win the division, they have to win 12 games. Bro, all the Lions did was get better.
I don't care, bro.
No. Riddell, you said the Lions aren't winning 12 games. They just won 11. And they got better. They got better. They literally filled all their holes.
The NFC got better.
Wait, G-Baby, I got you, Riddell. Hey, G-Baby, aren't you always the same person that we all say? Let's not scout the helmet and let's scout the team. Do you know?
Hey, you're absolutely right. Hey, I agree with you on that. Let's not scout the helmet. However, when the helmet continuously keeps proving me right, just like the Dallas Cowboys in that big stop. Wait, stop. I'm scouting that helmet.
That Dallas Cowboys star is cursed.
What do I tell you? Because what I say about the Cowboys all the time, if this team didn't have blue on the side of their helmet, I would believe they're contenders. But because Big Blue was on there and Jerry's running that team, I'm never going to believe in them.
Here's the thing, though.
It's the same thing with the Bears, bro. I've seen them consistently.
But here's the thing.
Overthinking, mess stuff up.
If we're talking about mistakes, especially hindsight, talking about mistakes, their one blatant mistake they had recently made was the Mitchell Trubisky shit. That was a blatant mistake.
It's not the only one.
Hindsight,
I get what we're talking about.
Rex Grossman has hindsight because he was actually a good ass quarterback at Florida.
I wasn't even talking about that, honestly.
It's not
like they have perfect drafts and stuff.
Talking about for quarterbacks specifically, the real fuck up really was the was the Mitch Trubisky shit. I don't think they're gonna do it again. And even if they did not take Caleb Williams, they will still be fine with Drake May. Still be fine.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Okay, so I don't even disagree. I don't even disagree that they'll be fine. Y'all saying, look, for me, because I'm basing off of what their teams look like now, and I'm using last year's because that's the most recent year that's happened. So if we look at last year, the Vikings, I'm not worried about them, even though Jettas and TJ Hawkinson is still there, and Addison. I'm not worried about the Vikings because I don't know who their quarterback is.
Yeah,
Y'all are the ones telling me Jordan Love top 10 and this, that, and the third with the youngest team and this, that, and the third. So the Packers are still going to be a problem. And the Lions, who just won the division, want to win 11-5 or whatever it was, 11-6, with let's be real, a terrible secondary. Okay, so and the rookies balled. However, they just improved. They got Carlton Davis. They shored up their interior, and they still have a draft to get through.
Now let me ask you.
So now the Bears, even though we all agree, if Justin Fields doesn't get hurt, they probably win 2 more games in competition for that 7 seed. But now they have to go through a Packers team and the Lions, who, in my opinion, are clearly still the best team in that division. Like y'all think they're going to go from 7-9, possibly 12-5, into win the division?
Okay, so
that's what y'all are saying the Bears are going to do.
Okay, so even with this crew, last year, they were still fighting close games with both those teams. And number 2, G, I have a question for you. If Justin Fields was on this crew, he didn't get traded, how many wins do you think the Bears getting?
If Justin Fields was on this crew, I think they get like 9. I think they go 9-8 with Keenan and DJ Moore. I think they will go like 9-8. Do you think 9-10 is the range?
Okay,
9-10 is the range.
G, do you think by year one, Caleb Williams could be better than Justin Fields?
No.
Yes, but
yes.
No. Wait. Stop. Let me finish.
Okay.
Yes, I think he can be better. But just because I think he can be better doesn't automatically mean I think they're going to win 12, 13 games to win the division. I think if Caleb Williams was, I don't care if Caleb or Justin Fields is on the team. I don't think they're winning the division year one. I don't.
Why can't think they're winning the division? Why can't they? With the team constructed on them, why can't they? With this team,
of course they.
But they
Of
just,
course-
nigga, they just got a. They just
Allen
got
gonna stay healthy?
Of course they
always had nagging.
No, I'm
can.
saying.
I said I don't think they will. Of course they can. If the Lions defense doesn't get any better and falls off a cliff, hey, they could easily lose some games because of that. I just don't believe. I do not believe that the Bears will. I don't think in year one with the Lions. Honestly, even the Packers, I think they're on pretty much the same footing. It's really just depending on if Jordan Love really takes that step. However, However, I honestly, the reason I don't think they're going from 7 to 12 wins year one, because they're still, I don't care how great he is, I think there's still going to be an adjustment period for Caleb. Whatever you want to call it, I still think there's going to be an adjustment period. And I don't think I think it's going to be in the early parts of the season. And I don't think they're going to have enough to overlap a team that literally brought everybody back in the Lions, are just coming off an NFC championship game, and they got better.
So let me ask you this, G. With this constructed roster, because I'm not gonna lie, this DJ Moore, Keenan Allen duo about to be the duo of fucking doom. So I'm about to ask you this, and I want y'all to be dead ass. And yeah, I know J-Rob might jump out of his seat. I'm gonna ask a dead ass question, y'all. Y'all can't tell me Caleb Williams can have a year CJ Stroud had?
Yes, he can. No, he can.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm gonna be honest though.
I got you.
Let me say this though. If he gonna have a year like CJ, what did CJ do? He won his damn division. So all I want to say, the other thing too though is I don't know if I'm doing that again though, because I did also pick Bryce Young to win the AFC South.
Okay, that's different.
I mean, I tried to tell y'all about the Panthers. Either way, hey Trent,
that shit just too much of a crapshoot, bro.
I got you with that.
Yes.
I believe Caleb Williams. Hey, because how many games did CJ Stroud miss? Like 3, right? 3. And what was their record when they in the games? 2-1, right? I think they only lost one time without him, right? Because Case Keenum, I know Keenum for at least one game. I know Case Keenum.
The Browns beat them.
I think they went 1-2. I think they won 2. They went 1-2.
Okay, so 1-2. So okay, fine, flip it. So let's just say CJ Stroud's there. They win that. They win the second game they lost, right? So they go 2-1 in that stretch. So hey, I believe Caleb Williams can have a CJ Stroud year, but even then, even with CJ Stroud having this great year, what was their record?
10-11,
9-8, right? And he missed 3 games. So even if we flip it, 10-7, and mind you, let's keep it above. Hey, look, I know how you're gonna react, but remember, yes, they won the division, but it also took an astronomical fall off from the Jags, who were leading that division by a good margin going into week 12, and it fell off astronomically. They went like 1-7 in their last 8 games. So wait. To answer your question, I think Caleb Williams can have a CJ Stroud like year. But even Caleb Williams having that CJ Stroud like year, CJ Stroud still went 9-8. And yes, they won their division, but they won it winning 9 games. If CJ Stroud plays the game, they go 10-7. They go 10-7. But wait. I think Caleb Williams is going to be playing in a harder division than realistically what CJ Stroud played in.
Can I run down the schedule for you?
Please.
The schedule's out already?
We're assuming not the
weeks,
weeks, just who they play.
Like who they play.
So this is assuming Caleb Williams is on the team, right?
Yes. So you play Arizona. Okay, so look, Arizona
does.
They can win that.
I'll say
Detroit. Do you think they can split with Detroit?
Yes.
I'll say yes for now. I will say yes for now because if they're playing Detroit early, I don't know. I don't know. If they're playing Detroit early, I don't know.
Let's just get the divisional games.
So division split. I'll say split with the division.
Let's get the divisional games.
They clear the Vikings 2 wins.
Okay, I think they can sweep the Vikings.
So 4-2, fine. 4-2.
Okay, so then Rams. That's a close one.
I'll say they lose that game. They lose that game.
I say loss.
They lose that game.
So 5-3. So we're at 4-3.
Seattle.
Win. Come on.
I'll say they
beat them. Is it in Seattle?
I said they'll beat them because I don't know who their quarterback is. That's what I said.
They're gonna beat your Sunshine T-Law. They're gonna beat the Jags.
Gino. No, they're not. No, they're not. That's a close game. Don't do that.
Okay. Titans.
That's a dub. Easy.
That's a dub.
Colts.
If Titans are a dub, easy. Don't talk to me about them winning the division. Anyways,
Colts.
They can beat the Colts.
I don't know. That's good. That's a 50-50.
You don't know how Anthony Richardson's gonna play though.
Houston is definitely a 50-50 as well.
Yeah, it is.
And then
That's definitely confusing.
they're probably going to use the San Fran, and then you have Carolina, New England, and then Washington.
Are we sure Carolina not going to beat you, Phil?
Yo, they can really win 10, 11 games like straight up.
Okay,
They can really
so
win
Trent,
early, bro.
Yo, y'all don't believe. Y'all don't
with
believe
that
in
schedule,
Bryce
Trent,
Young? Like,
Chris,
come on, bro.
No.
Trent, with that
Get
schedule,
mad at your squad. Your squad keeps doing that to you. Not
No,
us.
Hey, Trent, with that schedule you just went down, with that schedule, we just said 4
And you lost
in the
both
division,
games, Chris.
and they had
What are you
3
talking
more guaranteed wins.
And you know there's
That's
going to be
7, and then there's 50. Yes,
and
yes,
then
there's
there's going to be
yes, Trent. There's going to be a game that they win that they shouldn't win. There's also going to be a game that they lose that they shouldn't lose. So either way, there's 4-2 in the division because we're assuming they sweep the Vikings, and then we said about 3 guaranteed wins with the Titans, with the Panthers, and with I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
Washington and Patriots too, right?
Yeah, Washington Patriots. Yes, so those are guaranteed. Well, if Washington gets Drake May, are we sure that's a guaranteed win?
Their defense is still
Yeah,
suspect. The Washington defense is still suspect.
They got a better O line. If they got a better O line and their front 7 is already good, they get some DBs. I mean,
I just
That's what I'm saying. So look, 7. We'll say 7 wins.
Let's not act like.
And then there's a bunch of 50-50.
But you know what else?
So 10 wins, I think, is not crazy.
But we also underestimate about the same way though. Like the same way we talk about the Bears being a ready-made situation. I don't think the Commanders are as set as a roster, but offensively, at least offensively,
yes.
A rookie quarterback, like why can't Drake May or Jaden Daniels or whoever gets picked at 2 go to the Commanders and also have a crazy year? You know what I'm saying? Because
that's what I'm saying. I don't know if the Commanders.
Offensively,
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if the Commanders are an easy win as well.
When I'm just looking at this Bears offense and the fact that they added Keenan Allen, I just think this shit is about to be a match made in heaven. Like,
you know what I will say this, and I do want to mention this. I think I know there was a question earlier that our team's moving off these quarterbacks sooner. Yes, they are. However, have you noticed this might be the first year of a new pattern. What did the teams that are probably picking quarterbacks at the top do for their teams this year?
Sign on line.
They all signed better. They signed receivers, O-line.
Make
sure that except the Patriots. The Patriots probably taking Marvin, and going next year for Shador. I'm telling you. I think the Pats. Yo, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be honest. I know the vibe is New England needs a quarterback, but I'm gonna be honest. If you don't want part 2 of Mac Jones, don't bring a quarterback into that situation right now. Get maybe a bridge guy, have Jacoby Brissett be the guy for the season, build out a roster, and then I think you do what the Bears have done.
You're telling them to build.
We don't at least get Emmy Taylor here. Y'all go see me at the draft.
No, what I'm saying is you bring in. What if you draft Marvin at 3? I know he might go to. If he's not, he's definitely going to Arizona. But draft Marvin at 3. It might suck that first year,
If Marvin goes to the Patriots, it's gonna mess up the whole draft.
Here's the thing, though, J-Rob. Here's the thing, though. Why wouldn't you just draft the quarterback?
Because it's gonna be Mac Jones' part.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. Look, you draft because
my nigga, they had a wide receiver for 3 seasons that has been
just signed KJ Osborne.
No, this is what I'm saying.
What the hell has he done?
This is what I'm saying because I have more.
Hey, that's a guy.
KJ Osborne is
this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Even though I feel you on drafting Marv, me personally, I would draft a quarterback, and then next year, if we suck, get a Luther Bar and a Ted McMillan, because them two is crazy. Like,
that boy, that's 6'4", that boy from Arizona.
That's my crazy.
I ain't gonna lie though, I'm gonna be honest. Listen, I know y'all don't like these short quarterbacks, man, but Noah Fafita, he's nice, bro.
He's tough. He's tough. We was watching Ted all last night, bro. He's tough. We was watching this one.
Yeah, he's tough. I like Lil Noah, man. But hey, y'all, we gonna get into our last question tomorrow. On Wednesday. It's good though too, because it'll be good for the title. Dak Prescott versus Kirk Cousins, the battle of the first of one playoff win. We'll have a conversation and a dialogue about them two for sure.
Kirk Cousins just Dak Prescott with better PR. What are we talking about?
Yeah, that might be a conversation. We might need to have that conversation.
It's literally the truth. It's literally the truth. No matter how much Riddell wants to keep shaking his head.
And Jared Edge is better than both of them.
They both better than Jared Edge.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
No,
they're not.
I might take Jared.
Yo, all I'm saying is Jared Goff. All I know is Jared Goff goes to championship games and Super Bowls. That's all I know. That's all I know. All I know is that Jared Goff gets. Listen, y'all get mad at me. All I know is Jared Goff. Y'all tell me Jared Goff is a game manager and he's regular. But I just know his career been in 2 NFC championships. He's been to a Super Bowl.
I'll get like this.
J-Rob, this championship, J-Rob, this championship run that he was on, they can't say, oh, he was being carried by Todd Gurley and the rest of the squad.
Hold on, I do feel bad. We did not talk about this. Drink more water. We will definitely talk about this Wednesday for sure. We'll definitely touch on Aaron Donald's retirement and if he has a case for best defensive player of all time. That'll definitely be a conversation.
That's what we was going to talk about on open field. But yeah, we'll talk about this shit Wednesday too.
Yeah, we can do that too. Oh, bet. Yeah, fact. We can do that too.
Hey, you saw how they was cheering? That's wild.
Yeah, it's crazy. That was crazy. But I do want to say this. I do want to say this too, y'all. I'm going to put this in a private chat as well, just in case any of y'all in the March Madness. I have a by any means Players' Choice March Madness bracket going on right now. I think I can only have about 5 more entries left. If you're interested in March Madness, go Huskies. Make sure y'all join. It's free to join. There's no password. Just join. Fill out a bracket. I'm actually about to go live after this to fill out my bracket and talk March Madness. So tap in with me there. And go ahead.
Somebody pray for Chris. Yo, why you getting mad at us? And now you're trying to slight the lines just because your Bears can't figure things out. And now you get mad at us.
You gotta get Caleb Williams and become.
According to some people up here, they're gonna get Drake May or.
That's cap.
I would love to see them draft Drake May.
It's the same people that say Malik Neighbors is going over Marvin Harrison Jr. It's just cap. They just talk.
And all I'm gonna say is, I think